Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today I want to talk about something that I've been experiencing this week, and it has changed my life for the better, and I want to share this to anyone who call themselves a prepper, a survivalist, and so on. So if you're interested, first of all, if you're interested in survival courses or survival courses in Belgium for civilians, there will be a link to my website survivaltrainingbelgië.be and also to my book called Bloody Crosses. So if you're interested, take a look. All right. So I've been for some TV show. I've been in going on a survival course, and it was an extreme survival course for 3 days, and I've learned so much during that, and it has changed me a lot. And I'm going to tell you why, because you don't know shit, and I don't know shit. And that is one of the realizations that I had, because I've been a prepper for 10 years and I know the basics. I've been doing all this kind of stuff, but I've been doing so much stuff that I've been a jack of all trades but a master in nothing. And it has been shown to me during these 3 days of survival courses from a professional. Yeah, it has opened my eyes, it has made me humble, and it has made me to push myself to learn even more and harder for the future. For example, one of the biggest lessons that I learned was with my knife. I've always been using my Glock knife, uh, and as you can see, um, it's a good knife. It's a good knife. I've been always using it for the things that I've been doing. It was adequate, but the thing is, I've been using it in situations where I've been keeping myself safe, so to say. So I've never been pushed into the extreme limits, and that is what the survival course did to me. And I've learned many things. For example, I have now a new knife. For examples, a big difference between these is this one has more mass, so I can do more chopping. This one has a straight back instead of a saw blade, so I can use it for better coordination for making sparks with my fire steel, and also for knocking down wood if you're going to chop splitting wood. So that's also a little bit more adequate. So yeah, that is one of the things that humbled me. But what it's not only the gear that humbled me, but it was also the experience. I've been pushed uh, to my limits that I would never push myself. Like I said before, if I've been doing a lot of survival testing, this and that, but I always had a certain boundary that I put myself in. But it's a other story when you're being pushed into boundaries that you have not set yourself. So this professional, military guy, has pushed me far beyond where I almost dehydrated 2 times, to the point that I had muscle cramps during the night in the sleep, uh, exhaustion, that you're getting tired from doing all these things during the day, and also from learning that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a lot. It's been a lot in 3 days. Hunger, hunger was not that big of a problem for me, but it has changed. I feel that it changed my body a little bit more into the ketone mode, so to say. So yeah, so that's also something that I'm going to keep following on, and of course, doing difficult things in difficult situations with less gear. For example, we got water filters in the first day, but the second day they said, we're taking your water filters away, and from now on you're boiling your water that you're going to find. And then they said, yeah, now we're going to take away your metal cups, and you're going to boil your water with what you find in the woods, like plastic bottles, soda cans, that kind of stuff. And it made everything more difficult because you are so-called deprived from your rich survival gear. as they call it. So you had to improvise, and that made it even more difficult while you're hungry, thirsty, dehydrated, exhausted. And that is something that I want to how do you say this, to propose to anyone who is into survival. Try to be pushed by under the watchful eye of a professional, of course, but try to be pushed to your limits to know where they are and how it feels, because it's not only physically but also mentally it can change you. And yeah, that is something that I've been experiencing. It's been an humbling experience, and that is why I said in the beginning, you don't know shit and I don't know shit. And of course, that is of course a survival course from a person with a military background. That is very different from survival from, well, how to say this, from tribe people, local people who don't have to be on a clock from now we have to get to this destination on that location on the grid between those times. Hurry, hurry, double pass ASAP. There is a big difference between these kind of two worlds, but yeah, it's good to be pushed in a way that you're not used. I was usually in the second part, that survival is about keeping calm, doing everything better slowly than too fast. And now it was hurry up, because you're in the more severe, dangerous situations because you're being followed. Resources are very small because I've been training mostly during hikes in other countries which are not my, how is it, my well, I'm used to. I live on the countryside in Belgium, so I did not have that much experience doing extreme survival in the wilds, because then I had my safeguard, and usually I went to places that were rich in natural resources like water and perhaps animals. So now I was pushed in a surrounding that I didn't know, was extreme, rough terrain, during heat, uh, under being pushed to go to places within a certain amount of time. So yeah, these are also some two different ways to look, but I think you should have experienced the both ways. Like I said, um, if you're not if you have not been experienced one of the two, uh, one of the other, experience it and you will see what I mean. uh, yeah, so this was just to show you that. Oh, also what I want to say is the survival techniques that I've been learning through all the years, they were adequate, they were good for the things that I do, but for in this extreme survival course, it was, how do you say this, not adequate. It had to, in this thing, it had to go faster because you had to do things fast against hypothermia, or because of the enemy, or because time was of the essence. So yeah, yet again, you have to experience these two kind of things, uh, two ways to view the things, survival techniques that perhaps are good for you, but if you're pushed in another surrounding circumstances, you have to adapt. And that is what survival is about. You have to adapt to the situation, the circumstances, with what you got and what is around you. And also, yeah, it will keep you mentally strong to at least one time a year put yourself into a hard position. There is a Japanese term for it, I always forgot the name, but it is a term that says do one time a year something so out of your comfort zone, so difficult for you, that the rest of the year you can say, you know what, this is a difficult task, but that thing that I did back then, this year, that was far more difficult, so this will be more easy. So that will help you get conquer less less stressful things than you would normally think, because if everything is too good, the smallest thing could be a disaster. So if you been through a disaster, the smaller things just look like peanuts, so to say. uh yeah, so perhaps I will learn. Oh yeah, I will, throughout the videos that will follow, I will tell you perhaps things that I've been changing my mind about certain survival techniques, or what I'm going to implement now. So yeah, this was just a video to make you realize that you don't know shit and I don't know shit, and we need to keep learning. We need to think, we need to know that there is always somebody who knows more than you, somebody who does things better than you, and you can always be improving. And that's a good thing, because survival is learning about survival skills, knowledge. It's There is no end. You can keep on learning. There is no end. There is no end master degrees diploma that will they will give you on the end. You can learn. There is so many different kind of things that you can learn: techniques, skills, knowledge, perhaps from other cultures, from historical places. Keep on learning. Keep being curious about things, and keep going after that. Is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, I hope this made sense, but yeah, that is what I've been experienced, and it's been a hard time. I'm still processing it, and it made me a better person. It made me humble, and it made me to make myself a better man. So I hope you will do the same, and yeah, keep on learning. That's the gist of this video. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and try to think about your survival knife and keep practicing with it to find the best one. I'm going to try out this. This has been the one that I'm probably going to use for the next 10 years. And this old baby is perhaps going into retirement. So, yeah, like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and see you in the next video. Cheers.